Remember the Valby Run before it was nerfed? What it was doing? It was crazy, right? It was no doubt the best farm in the game all around for XP, gold, leveling, you name it. Well, what if there's a new one? Even better. Well, what you're seeing here might just be that one. What I'm gonna be showing you is absolutely insane. And the longer you watch, the crazier it's going to get. Is this the best farm in the game? Better than the Valby Run was in its prime before it was nerfed? Or is it a bannable exploit? We all wondered the same thing for the Valby Run. And on this one, I'm at a loss. And I need your help to figure it out. Let's find out why.
Tux makes it exciting!
Okay, the footage you're about to see is gonna actually blow your mind. And I stumbled upon this. This is in Hagios, but I just came here because I had to farm something specific, and this location was what delivered that thing. And when I showed up, there were people already here doing their thing. So this is an outpost, and you know, the typical routine, wait for it to spawn. There's a 1-minute timer, go in there, hack it if you got a Sharon, otherwise just destroy the terminals, kill the boss, right? You know the routine. Okay, well, I walked into this one expecting to do just that. But what I experienced, what I saw happening in front of my eyes absolutely baffled me. I was literally dumbfounded. I even messaged the people saying, I'm so confused. I didn't get any response on what was happening. I stuck around for a while to try to figure out what is exactly happening in this outpost, but so far it is absolutely hands down the best farm I've ever seen in the First Descendant. And I've seen them all and I've done them all as far as I know. I've done the reactors, I've done the bunny cave, I've done the Valby Run, I've done the ambush point, I've done them all. And this one is insane. You know what separates this one from all of those? In less than a few seconds, you're getting ultimate amorphous patterns. 2 of them. I'm gonna be live commenting on this as the footage plays, okay? So bear with me. This is sort of a raw reaction, but I'm gonna be explaining what is happening as far as what I could see and what I was feeling at the time. So these are more observations. This is not a how to do this farm video because I have no effing clue. And so I was doing it, I was successful. At the end of this, I got more patterns than I could dream of in a matter of minutes. I sat here for 20 minutes and I came out with about 20 patterns, ultimate patterns. This is on hard mode. So I was basically averaging a pattern a minute. We were getting the hacked ones too. So this isn't just the default patterns. This is also the ones you can only get for Sharon, but we're doing it without the Sharon stealth mode. Did you hear what I just said? We're getting the Sharon exclusive patterns without using stealth mode. Okay, so let me just play the footage. There's nobody talking. I don't know any of these people, and I don't think they know each other either. However, I do believe there is a mastermind orchestrating this amongst those. Let me see if you can guess which one of these players is the mastermind behind this farm. The other ones, I believe, are just participants. This is in a public lobby.
Let's do this!
Now, it's gonna start off a little bit slower, but the longer you watch, the crazier this gets, okay? So we got this person up top named 29 something. We got somebody named Korea. Look how fast everybody died, right? Okay, just nothing unusual here so far. I come in and I just start shooting things. So just so you know, I'm screwing up their strategy, okay? So they got a thing going on. I come in and just start shooting those pods, but that's not what we wanted to do. But notice how fast that boss died. I was like, okay. Well, there we go. Nothing was too unusual. So I go back to my spot and we're gonna wait this out, right? We got this 60-second time frame. So I might edit out the pause there. But what's just happening? Everybody just died? What's happening? Wait, this pod? I can interact with the pod? Wait, I'm hacking the pods and I'm not sharing. This is the first time. I don't know what's happening here, okay? I saw the opportunity to hack it, so I did. And the boss was almost dead by the time he spawned. I just got 2 patterns, 112 and 113. That's our second run, folks. Okay, so at this stage, I have no clue. So here we are, we're at Hagios on public. It's hard, we're at the forward base outpost. This is giving us 112 and 113. I'm absolutely confused. That's what I'm feeling here. Okay, and so I'm looking around, I'm like, what did they do? Look at, they just died. All the people just died. All the enemies. I'm hacking again. I'm not a Sharon. That only Sharon can do that. Hacking again. Boom, there's 2. And I'm about to get the 3rd. And they just shot the other one. They seem to not super care about the patterns. The boss basically insta dies. What? What? That lady, that one person with the 29 in her name, all numbers, whatever kind of name that is, she hasn't moved. She stood up there the whole time, okay? So Korea and the other ones are running around. So here we go again. So all the enemies insta died, but there's a bunny running around, so it makes it look like she's doing something, but she's not. And so I start shooting this thing because I think you have to, but again, I'm confused, and so I'm ruining the strategy. The boss is practically dead, and I get another pattern. It's 112. Now, we didn't get the other one, 113, because I ruined the strategy, right? Because I shot the pod instead of hacking it. So what needs to happen is we need to hack it. So I move locations here because I'm trying to observe what they're doing. I'm like, this is amazing. This might be the very best farm in the game. So is it about placement? Is that why this lady number 29 here is standing there? Is that the key to this? Everybody just insta dies. Nobody activated a skill. Nobody sniped. Nobody shot anything. So it appears to me that it's a failure to launch. So I'm, again, ruining the strategy by shooting that thing because I haven't figured it out yet what's going on here. But there's the hack. They hacked. The boss is dead. It all happened in a matter of seconds. Crazy, right? And so I'm starting to catch on at this stage. And so I didn't see anything weird happening up top on the stone. But look, she's telling me to do something. She's saying, stand here. And I don't know why. Okay, so she shot at me and then she pointed at that ground and she said, stand here. But why? So let's see. So we're obviously on the edge of this, but we're on the outside. But I was on the outside already. Okay, so what am I doing here? I don't know. So, but I'm following her lead. So great. So I'm just gonna stay here because she told me to. And everybody's just kind of insta dies. This is hard mode, right? So they're supposed to be a little harder than the amount of shots we're putting into them, if you didn't know. So fine. Okay, well, I got 112, so I didn't have to move, so that's pretty nice. I didn't have to move, and I got 112. But I want more than 112. I want 113, so for me, it was interesting. But that took 3 seconds. Did you see the timer on that? The whole process takes 3 seconds. That's better than the Valby Run. We're getting a pattern in under 3 seconds. So let's take a look at what patterns we're getting here. So not those ones, it's down here. So there's 113. Okay, so I've gotten 1 so far, just 1. Okay, I came in here with 0. And then we've gotten 5 112s. So I've only been here for a couple of minutes, 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, I've gotten 6 ultimate patterns. Okay, remember, these get you catalysts, these get you ultimate weapons and ultimate descendants, and they also get you, very important, activators. So this is what makes this the best farm in the game. Okay, so I'm not just gonna stand there, I wanna interact, right? And I see the opportunity to do that because of the 113, I really want that. So, but look at when the interaction shows up. It shows up later, after these guys are dying, right? And so we hacked a couple of them, and let's see what happens. There's 112. So we only got 112 on that one. So again, RNG is still playing a role. It's not a guarantee that you're gonna get a pattern, but we got a 25% chance of getting each 112 and 113 as long as we're hacking. If we don't hack, we just get a 25% chance at getting 112. But notice number 29, Descendant number 29, whatever her name is, has moved the locations. She's now standing down there. Why? I don't know, but she's not worried about hacking, but look at where she's standing. She, I believe, went out and came back in, and I think that has something to do with it, because if she exits and re-enters, then it considers it a fresh start for her, so she can get the rewards. But what is she shooting at, and why is she shooting at that, right? She's trying to tell us to do something, you know, so she's pointing at that pod over there. I think she's trying to tell somebody to interact with that pod. Look at, the guy insta died. Then we're all hacking. They're all hacking. She's hacking. Oh, I guess I'll hack this one. Right? Boom. All hacked. Boss was practically dead when he showed up. And we just got 113. And biometal, which is also an exclusive drop from the boss. What is happening here? I'm so lost. If you can crack this case, this is something. You know, for now, what I gotta say is, you know, these outposts, you know, they're kind of buggy all the way around, right? They seem to be really exploitable. I don't think this problem is going to end. I think we're gonna see Valby runs. We're gonna see whatever you wanna call this. What do we wanna call this? The infinite pattern run? I don't know. It happens in 3 seconds or less if we get 2 patterns. I'm trying to observe, okay? So that's what I'm doing here. So look at, they insta died. Nobody did anything. No skills were deployed. They're instantly dying. But notice number 29 and her placement. So who do you think is the mastermind behind this? Yeah, you probably guessed right. If it was 29, you guessed right. So that's who I believe is the mastermind. She's the only one that really knows what's going on. Everybody else is just participating. So this Korea person, Korea or whatever, was here before I was and stayed after I left. I don't think they know each other. I think she just kind of eventually figures out what the routine is. So I'm kind of looking here, like I'm trying to keep an eye on the clock because this is what I think is happening. I think this is a fail to start, and that's why everybody's dying. So you know when you time these outposts out, when you know by going out of bounds, and then there's a timer and everybody disappears. I think it's something like that on this one, and it's kind of glitching. But I don't really know, but this is sort of a guess. And I think it fails to start. So that's why you see everybody just kind of dying, I guess? I don't know. If you look at number 29 over here, the mastermind of this whole thing, I think, notice she's got that blue halo over her head. What does that mean in this game? You know, it means something. Does that mean she's chatting? Does that mean she's interacting with something? I don't know. But she doesn't do much, you know? She doesn't do much. So I interacted. Obviously, that's a Sharon exclusive thing to do it undetected, and everybody dies, and it's crazy. So I'm confused. So number 29 does leave sometimes, and I'm not sure if I captured that in this footage here, but at one point she left and I thought she was done. Look, everybody's dead. She's just standing there. So I don't know what's happening. And so I don't know. She's not triggering anything. At some point I thought she was holding down the button to force the failure. Like she was just kind of standing there holding down A, which is my interaction button is A. And so I thought maybe she just holds down the button and grabs, you know, that stealth mode interaction right away, and it causes some sort of glitch in the system or failure, but doesn't even look like she's doing that. Anyways, like I was saying, so at some point she does like disappear and come back. So, you know, somebody in the live stream, because we were discussing this in the live stream, you should definitely head over there when I'm live to check out the latest. But somebody did suggest that it's possible that she's in the neighboring mission while we're doing this, that she activates a mission, the one next door, and then comes over here. So she activates one of those missions and then heads over here. And so that's why it's kind of glitching out, is because she's not really here, if that makes sense. Physically she is, but as far as what activity she's locked into, it's one that's next door, and that might have something to do with it. So she's interacting with something, but the game doesn't recognize or acknowledge her as being here. But this is what confuses me the most. Okay, so that I can you know, guesstimate, I guess, on what's happening with the enemies. It's a failure to launch. It's a fail mechanic. And so everybody's dying because it fails. And, you know, that doesn't explain why the boss shows up halfway dead, but he doesn't die all the way. We do have to put 1 or 2 bullets in him, but that doesn't explain that. Everybody else dying, I could justify it with that. It's a failure mechanic, and everybody's dying because it's a wipe. But this is what baffles me here, okay? So bear with me. Number 29, you know, that girl out there, it's like she doesn't care about the loot. It's like she doesn't even care about the patterns. She's gonna give me some more instructions, and I'm gonna talk you through that here. But from me testing it, she isn't getting anything that I'm aware of. Okay, so right now she's out of bounds. So she's gonna get something now. Now she's going in. So she's gonna get something now because she left and then she came back. So the game recognizes that and it's gonna allow her to get the success screen, right? And so now me too, right? So I was out of bounds and now I'm in bounds. And so I hacked the terminal. And so I'm watching them carefully to see what they're doing here. and the boss shows up practically dead, and 1 bullet and he's dead, right? So that's basically what happened. So I got 112 and 113 again, so there's a couple of more very precious patterns, and so now I'm going back out of bounds. Now she's gonna give me some instructions, so I'll let you know when that happens, and you know, she just kind of points and shoots. But look at what she's doing. She's just standing there. That took us 9 seconds, and I got 2 patterns. Mind-blowing. A little bit of gold, a little bit of gear, you know, nothing game-breaking there, but those patterns, man, I'm telling you. What are you gonna do with those, right? You can go get a bunch of catalysts. If this is the next farm, you know, the devs are gonna patch it ASAP, right? But I don't know if this is repeatable, and this is where I need your guys' help. I'm having difficulty figuring it out. You know, why isn't she doing this solo? Okay, so she's telling me, here she is. So she's telling me to stand there. Why? Why does she want me to stand there? Why? What was she telling me? Why is there important, right? I'm confused. Is she trying to teach me how to do it? You know, is that a trigger point? But as you saw when we entered this earlier on, she was standing on the rocks, right? That was out of bounds. She was out of bounds. You know? Just like Korea is right now, the girl in the school outfit. And right now, she never leaves, right? So you're gonna see here, she never leaves. Because she never leaves, now she told me to stay inside, so I'm going to now. But what you're gonna see is I'm not gonna get any rewards. But I'm gonna listen. But look at what I got now. I got 3 of those and 7 of those. So far I got 10, all right? 10 in a matter of minutes. In 7.5 minutes, I've gotten 10 patterns. That's insane. So she's not leaving, I'm not leaving. Let's see what happens. Now I'm watching the timer because I think she might have something figured out about the timer. I don't know though, but I'm saying like maybe she's keeping an eye on the timer and at the last second, she hits the interaction button or holds down A or lets go of A or something, right? Maybe she's holding down the interaction button the whole time. And that's the part of the failure mechanic. Have you seen this before? First, if you have, we need to hear from you. Have you seen this before? Is this the only outpost that this is happening on? But the boss just died, right? What didn't happen then? What changed then? Well, I didn't get any rewards. So I didn't get any patterns, right? So I didn't leave and I didn't come back. I stayed inside. I'm checking my patterns to see if they automatically appeared. They didn't. So I got no rewards. I was like, okay, well, let's stick around again. Maybe it's just RNG. So I'm going to not leave. I'm going to stay in here and I'm going to see why does she want me to stay inside? Why does she never leave? She never leaves. Let's see what happens. We're going to get another one. This takes a minute. Sorry about the wait. I want to keep this raw and unedited. I don't want you guys to miss a glimpse of anything here because you might see something that I don't. So I'm observing her. That's what I'm doing with my camera. I'm watching her. What is she doing? Do you see that little blue halo? Do you see the timer? Notice there's another player on the map. This is all happening on a public map. Why is she not doing this solo? I think this requires a public map. Everybody's just dying. What is she doing? Nothing. Let me hack this. It's not hackable, right? It says cannot operate, so it's resetting. The whole system is resetting. And now all of a sudden I can operate, right? So it failed and then restarted. That's what just happened, right? Boss dies. Boom. Take a bullet. 1 bullet. She never left. She's still standing there. I got no rewards. I got no rewards there. So I'm checking again. Still 3 and 7. So I'm like, why the F am I staying inside these boundaries if I'm not getting any rewards? What is the benefit of this? And I check also my experience. I didn't gain any experience. So I was like, F this. I'm going to go out and in because that's what I need to do in order to get the rewards. But why is number 29 not going out and in? What is the benefit for her? So she's not getting any gold. She's not getting any experience and she's not getting any patterns. Why would she not leave? Well, it's possible she doesn't leave because that's part of the mechanic. That might be why. She might be doing this for other people, but look at the blue halo on her head. What does that mean? When does that happen in the game? Well, as far as I know, it has to do with the, what do you call it? The ecleve or ecleve, whatever that sensor is, right? It has something to do that when you're pinging the game, trying to look for vaults. Mind-blowing, right? Failure. Look, she's not even facing the terminal anymore, so at least she changed directions. So everything's just failure to start, and then the system's gonna reset. Watch, the whole system's gonna reset. Everybody dies. There's the reset. So now it's reset. So that's why we can interact, because it's like we're entering for the first time. And no Sharon needed. Why is Sharon not needed? Is it because Sharon's the only one that can hack? No. It's because she's the only one that can be invisible and be undetected. But because the enemies are dead, there's nobody to detect us. Does that make sense? So yes, of course you can do this with Enzo. You usually get detected. That's the problem. There's enemies there, but the enemies all died. Where'd she go? She left, right? Number 29 left. I want you to notice that. So I got 3 and 7. So RNG didn't deliver there. But where'd she go? She's gone. So now I'm trying to figure out, like, what the F did she do over here? Was this the key? I don't believe that terminal is the key, okay? And the reason why is because when I showed up, she was standing on the rocks. Okay, so I think she just happened to be standing here so that she would interact with that when it was time to interact with it. But that's the only reason why she was standing here. I'm trying to figure out what was she doing, but where did she go? This is why I think it might have to do with another mission. She might have taken off to another mission to start that mission, so the game thinks she's in that mission and then comes back here, you know. But I didn't see her on the map, so, you know, I'm not sure that was the case. But look, so she's gone, and all of a sudden it's working as normal. This is how it normally happens. But notice there's somebody in the next door mission, right? The next door mission started, but this is acting as intended now. All of a sudden we got enemies. It's sort of acting like intended, sort of. But so I left, I come back. Now we see letters. Notice there was no letters over these terminals before, right? When you walked in, it was like dead in here. But now it's acting like it would normally be. So whatever she's doing, or it has to do something with number 29. Here she comes back. Look at her. She's coming back. Where is she right now? She was in the next door mission. Did you see that? She was in the next door mission. Now, I want to point out that she didn't go to Albion and come back. That's not what she did, okay? And the reason why I want to say that, because if she did, she would have been coming from around the corner, because there's a fast travel point there. But she didn't come from around the corner. She came from that mission, okay? So she came from that mission, unless she didn't have that, you know, checkpoint. So right there where I'm facing, around that mountain, that's a fast travel point, and that's not where she came from. So if she would have went to Albion and came back for whatever reason, maybe she had a task to do, then she would have fast traveled there, because it was faster than the main fast travel point. You know, I don't need to show you that, you get it. But I believe she came from that mission, and so it's possible she interacted with that mission. But yeah, I don't know. I tried interacting with that mission during the live stream, and it didn't seem to work for me. But maybe you have to progress through that mission to a certain point, or not progress to a certain point. It's a puzzle, and that's why I need your guys' help here. But yeah, at this stage, I'm just confused and perplexed. So now it's working. She's back and it's working. Why? Why? Right? And, you know, this is what I think. So why did she leave then? Why did she go to that mission then? Right? Notice there's somebody in that mission right now. Again, way far away. His name is Panda Bra or something like that. Panda. So I believe that she had to go into that mission because, this is a guess, okay? I believe she went to that mission because somebody had reset it, or the mission timed out or something like that. And so she had to go restart the mission. I stuck around for another 5 or 10 minutes or something like that, but I eventually bailed. And this was the best farm. Why would I bail? I was getting basically a pattern a minute there on average. But I wasn't sure if this was a bannable exploit. And if she was hacking, if she was like using some third-party software, okay, that's dangerous. Because the game has been using the ban hammer, especially on that stuff. But if this is a glitch in the game, the devs have been a little more lenient on that, right? Like the Valby Farm was a perfect example. They were saying, hey, you know, this is our issue, and so we're gonna let it run, but we're gonna patch it, you know, so you know, right? But we see what you guys are looking for, and we're gonna try to make concessions over on other missions and whatever. But yeah, so I think that's what's going on. So I kind of, you know, as I'm watching the footage now, I'm watching it back, you know, I'm kind of keeping an eye on the other mission, because I think that's what it has to do. to do with. I don't think she's using third-party software. I don't. I think she's figured out something in the system and she's exploiting it. That being said, an exploit is an exploit, and in most terms and conditions, that is a bannable offense. You know, so this activity, any of our exploits, okay, are potential bannable offenses. And the players are saying, well, shit, then it shouldn't be in the game, right? So it's always an argument, right? It's always a what side of the fence are you on type of argument. But yeah, anyways, so I just want to say, I want to make sure that that's clear, that anybody that does this, including me, could be banned for this. And that's why I bailed. I love this game too much to be banned from it. I really am enjoying this game, so I don't want to get banned. And maybe this is a third-party hack. And if it is a third-party hack, anybody doing it could also be banned too. Why? Because it's obvious that something's not working correctly, right? And so that's dangerous territory when you realize something's not working correctly. And so if they say, if the people say, or the devs say that, hey, we detect third-party software here, and these people must be friends with number 29, and 29 is the one with the software, then they're all banned. You know, and we'd have to put up the argument like, hey, we just showed up. That's what happened. I just showed up, and this was just happening. And I left because I wasn't sure if there was a third-party software. But that being said, I don't think it is. I think she knows something, and she's doing something to get this to work. And that's why we saw her leave. She had no reason to leave, and she had no reason to come from where she came from. It's very possible that she doesn't have that fast travel point unlocked, but I really doubt it. I mean, it's like 400 yards away, you know? It's sort of obvious. Let me put it this way. Somebody who's figured this out in the game is probably figured out that fast travel points are quite important, you know? I mean, she's trying to tell us where to stand. I don't understand why. There was no logic to this, you know? The only thing I could think of is, hey, if you stand here, you can get the patterns and don't even have to move. But it's like, if you're doing this so fast, why wouldn't we hack those terminals? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you get the rare one? That's the real win. Let me tell you this, guys. This particular outpost is a great farm even without this glitch, okay? It's an amazing farm even without this glitch because it's really easy. You know, there's a lot of enemies that show up, so you can get clobbered. But, and it's got 4 interaction points. But you're not going to be able to interact it in this point if you don't have Sharon. So you just got to come in and kill everybody and you can get 112, right? Pattern 112. And that's easy, relatively, you know? And so it's you can clear this in like a minute, 2 minutes, you know? So you don't have to hack to get 112. You don't have to exploit to get 112. But this is faster than fighting it, no doubt. And it's easier than fighting it, no doubt. But it's not really playing the game, right? And that's why I'm not really a big fan of any XP farm or exploit, roll against the wall to kill enemies instead of actually playing the game. I'm not really a fan of those. I get the necessity of them and why people love them. But for me, I honestly rather play the game and be rewarded for that. And so notice again, number 29, a second ago, she had that blue, I guess, chatter indicator over her head. One of the things that made me think of that, or one thing that came to mind, is that it's possible we're seeing that blue chatter because she's in a mission, and so she's receiving a communication from the mission that she's supposed to be in, which is the one next door. But she moved. Why did she move? Right? Where's she going? Well, she moved to that space over there, but I don't get it. I don't know if you've seen anything like this before. I really want to figure this out because if it's the next farm, it is, and people are going to want to play this one. But if it's a game-breaking exploit, you also need to see this as a PSA. Know that if you come across this and you participate, you might get banned from the game. Otherwise, I'm just kind of highlighting here that, you know, these outposts, they're going to have issues now and in the long run. And the devs need to do something about these outposts because we have to come to these a lot. And I feel like there's always something with them, right? Thing that's happening where everybody's like, if you're trying to hack these with multiple Sharons, that you get teleported and then it glitches the system in a bad way and you have to restart. And there's that, right? So, and then, you know, there's the Valby thing that we saw. Obviously, has been relatively fixed. And now I'm seeing this. And so I feel like outposts are kind of a flawed system. And I worry about that for the long term of the game. I want to see this game succeed. I want to see it thrive. And I love the community we're building here. And so I would like to see this stuff be improved. Anyways, I'm going to leave it here. I don't want to ramble too much. Message delivered. What is going on in this outpost? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for hanging out with me. My name is Tuxedo Bandido. That's Tito Bandido.
One and only.
And this was another episode of The First Descendant. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The First Descendant. And if you like videos like this, check out the one I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
When you buy or download anything for The First Descendant, be sure to use Tux's creator code to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Follow me.
I get it.